What's up?
Hi.
Hiller said yes.
He did.
He said yes.
Whoa. Whoa.
Girl.
That's yeah, that was the first whoa.
Yes. Yes, yes, yes.
That's
I'm
so awesome.
I'm
Yep.
totally been waiting for it. I mean, obviously it happened pretty quickly, but I am so pumped that he said yes. And honestly, I knew he would. Or at least I gave him a 90 to 10 chance that he would. 'Cause he's that dude that I don't feel like uh, can say no to a challenge, and I just thought that was awesome. So,
Yeah.
when I saw it and then I saw that he said yes, I just so much respect for the dude. Um, I think it's really cool. Like I said last time, I think it'll be something super special.
Yeah.
How much of a chance did you give him to say yes?
Oh, I felt like he was going to say yes.
Yeah.
I absolutely felt like he was going to say yes. And for whatever the initial reason that he said yes, whether it was because he can't back down from a challenge or if he saw the bigger picture from the beginning or was like most coaches, someone asks for help and you're like, "Yes, I wanna help you." You know what I mean? So I had a very strong feeling that he was going to say yes.
Yeah, truly in my heart, I believe that he cares about people. I think he cares about the CrossFit community. I think he cares about people being better and doing the best they can for themselves. And
Mhm.
yeah, however he might come off to some people, I never thought anything other than that. And so I'm not surprised. I think it's great. I'm super excited for it. Uh
Yeah, I mean, I feel like just from a coaching perspective, why not learn? Why
yeah,
not learn? And take this opportunity to learn something new. I think I said this last time too, as coaches, most good coaches, we're constantly in the process. I'm in the process of learning. I'm in the process of growing. I'm in the process of bringing more to my clients in whatever capacity that feels good to you. I mean, I have my L1, I have my dance background. I'm constantly um, learning about better mobility. I help a lot of my clients with mobility. I help a lot of clients with strength training, but functional foundational movements and making sure that they get rid of or help them get rid of knee pain and hip pain and ankle pain and back pain and all these type of things. And I have been able to do that from the constant knowledge that I continue to look into and invest into. And I think that that makes really good coaches. So um for him, you know, maybe he's never coached a larger body
yeah.
before.
Well,
So why I guess my question would have been if he said when she laid out the question of why not? Why wouldn't you say yes?
yeah, it's gonna be I mean, for me, it's gonna be a long year. It's a year. This isn't a 1-month commitment. This is a year-long commitment.
Yeah,
It's gonna be a long year. It's gonna be a fun year. It's gonna be a lot of learning, a lot of communication,
a lot
a
of
lot
challenges,
a lot of honesty.
a lot of ups and downs,
Yeah, and
a lot of feelings.
I don't think it's just gonna be on the fitness side either. It's gonna be a lot of, everything.
And I don't think it can be. And I don't know if this is the best way to put it, but I'll say it this way or whatever. The fitness is, for a lack of better term in this situation, it's the outer layer. You have to get to the foundation of why you're here.
Yeah.
Yes, the fitness is going to make you look better, feel better, longevity, more energy, sleep better, all of those things. Yes, but we have to get if we don't get down to the root of why and really be honest with ourselves as to how we got here and why we're here and what we're scared of moving forward, it's you have to get uncomfortable to grow. And if this is any, this is a great opportunity to grow. So,
Athena likes to say that the goal isn't weight loss. The goal is bettering yourself. And
yeah.
the byproduct of bettering yourself is weight loss in whatever capacity that is and however it shows up.
Yeah, 100%.
And I like that a lot. I never thought about it that way.
Yeah.
And she corrected me, which I appreciated it because the way that I was trying to describe it, I just didn't, she's just better at words than me. And when she said that, I was like, oh, that resonates. That resonates a ton.
Well, how did you say it before?
Oh man, I forget. It was, it just, how did I say it? It was kind of,
Were you kind of going
we
outside
were we
in?
were we were saying the same things,
Yeah.
but I think that people wouldn't have heard it the way that I said it, but when she said it that way, I can see where people would hear it better. And
Would you say that you kind of said it from the outside in and she was able to say it from the
the inside
inside
out,
out?
yeah.
Meaning like you got to work on the inside and then the outside is the byproduct of working on the inside. Yeah, and
The
that's
the
what
in
yeah.
No, the outside is the byproduct of working on the inside.
Yeah,
Y y
yeah.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
yeah. But let's get well, I mean, we're gonna get into this of obviously, but let's get into some of the reactions from it because I thought some of the reactions, were really interesting, and I loved, we'll go to Hiller's reactions first. Unfortunately, I didn't get some of the ones on YouTube, were a little crazy for him, and I thought he handled what people were saying on his, uh, uh, or maybe it was his Instagram. Some of the ones that the reactions that he was getting in the comments were a little crazy, and I was like, really? Um, why would you do this? Like, who is she? Where did she come from? Can't she just buy your programming? All kinds of things. And I thought the way that Hiller responded to them was awesome and pretty. And he was speaking from like his own heart, just saying, "This is why I'm doing it."
Mhm.
But one of the ones that I really liked is this one. If I can bring it up. And someone asked him, "What's the incentive? Train me for free, and people will think that you're nice." So I guess I'm assuming that you know they're just thinking about it monetarily, and that Hiller wants to be seen as a nice guy, which I don't think he's ever cared about how he was seen. I mean, maybe he does. I don't know that. But, and his answer was I love it. His answer is longer format is probably a better way to get this across, but the degree of difficulty is much higher on her end, and many aren't willing to do that for themselves. And I thought that like I I think it's been great. His communication, I feel like has he's been amazing.
Yeah, what that statement says and shows is that the focus is on her.
Yeah.
It's not on him.
Yeah.
He's gonna get from it what he gets from it.
Yeah.
But when he says, "But the degree of difficulty is much higher on her end, and many aren't willing to do that for themselves," what he's showing is that he's choosing to be a part of her journey.
Yeah.
But it's
Yeah.
her journey. It's
Absolutely.
hers.
Yeah.
So the focus is on her.
But I mean, he's taking the risk of being a part of her journey.
Yeah, but with the question being train me for free and people will think you're nice. That's focused on what does Hiller gain out of it? Like Hiller coming out and being the nice guy. And what he's so we're like
And he's
she's
saying he doesn't care what he comes out and looks like.
yeah, she's the question is she's focused on Hiller and asking him, "Well, how are you going to look in on all of this? What are you trying to get out of this? What
Yeah.
is whatever. And he's saying, at least how I'm receiving it, is that what he's saying is that it's more on
Her
her.
yeah.
It's her journey.
Well, yeah, I mean, I would for sure say that the risk is more for her than it is for him.
Mhm.
Um, but I kinda don't see it as a risk either. I don't see anything but good things coming out of this.
Yeah.
I really don't.
Yeah.
I don't see how this is a bad situation or this could be a bad situation for either one.
No.
You know what I mean? At the end of the day, it doesn't like the goal is that he's gonna train her, right? But I don't for 2 seconds think that either one of them are gonna lose out of this.
No.
Not as far as, like, knowledge, understanding, any of I don't see how
Mm.
any of them lose out of this.
Right. Right.
Savon's barn in the house.
What's up?
What's up, dude?
What's up? What's up?
Um, yeah, so I just I enjoyed the way that Hiller handled all of his comments. I think that was very cool of him. That was very stoic of him.
Mhm.
Um, and you know, I'm just so pumped that he said yes, and I can't respect the dude more
Yeah.
for doing it and doing what I, maybe he doesn't know this, but he's helping the CrossFit community more by doing this than any no rep he's ever called.
Yeah, this is making
He's showing
this is
pe
making a lot of this is making like a big stamp in CrossFit and what it's about and
and that
what
legacy, right?
the
You wanna leave a legacy in the sport that you love. You wanna
Mhm.
leave a legacy in the space that you love, and, I the 2 both of them couldn't leave a bigger legacy than what they're about to do right now together,
Yeah.
and so like, I'm here for it. I'm ready, and they're gonna show people how to do things way more than just working out.
Well, I think that this is another example of exactly what and why you created this podcast and why you wanted to create this podcast is showing that people that don't believe exactly the same thing can come and sit down at the table and have a conversation.
Yeah.
And I think more than anything, I think this is a prime example of that, of two very different people in a space that
He's like the
haven't
antithesis of any coach that she could have ever picked,
yeah.
right? She's choosing a coach that challenges her.
But that's the thing. They're coming from very opposite parts of
Yeah.
CrossFit and the way that the CrossFit community perceives both of them, and it's like,
Yeah, right. So,
why not?
Andrew would be the bully and she's
Trying to change the world.
the yeah, or whatever, the princess and the pea. Like he's a thorn in her side and she's trying to be this, help everybody and then they're coming together and so fun or Beauty and the Beast, anything like that.
Call him the beast.
Man, he
That-
is. Look at him. He's jacked
That's funny.
and fabulous.
That's funny.
But yeah, so uh, yeah, and here, let me pull this up too. This is this is the difference between what people like the response that's happening to it. So I mean, I feel like they both had a lot of really good responses, but here's one that Athena put up, and it like the comment was the only thing Andrew has ever said is to be consistent, is to just do it. The only thing this is going to prove is that he's a great coach and you are the one being lazy and holding yourself back. Come on. So people just want to pick and dig and I think that's what you just said is there's two sides, right? And they're bridging the gap and bringing two sides together
Yeah.
and the two sides are now having to meet each other.
Right.
And I think she answers him or whoever this is, I think she answers them beautifully.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? She's not disrespectful. She's not coming at them petty wop. She's not coming at them, angry or whatever. She's just, hey, she's proud to admit that wherever I may have been wrong or have to admit wherever I may have held myself back, I have never run from transparency. And she hasn't,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah, because one of the biggest hurdles, that is gonna come up is accountability,
Yeah.
and transparency. It's accountability and transparency because at the end of the day, we have to take accountability for ourselves in a in order to grow.
Yeah.
And they're not easy.
No.
I mean, one of the examples I have was, working with my coach and having to be very transparent and hold accountability for the fact that I was part of the reason why our son was having um like behaviors and wasn't able to regulate himself because I couldn't fucking regulate myself. I was a nervous wreck all the time. I was anxious all the time. I was heightened and triggered all the time. Of course my kid's going to feel that.
Yeah.
Hello? Like, we literally share the same energy. So, having to look at yourself and was that one of the most difficult things I've ever had to admit to myself and take accountability for? Hell yeah. Hell yeah. But it's also been the best growth I've ever had. It's been the best kick in the ass I've ever had to do the work and whatever. So for her, whatever that is, whatever that accountability is, whatever that transparency is, whatever that honesty is that she needs to dig into and she needs to have that conversation with herself and then, with Hiller as well being her coach and,
The two
whatever,
of
like
them are bringing out all the sides, right? There are so many sides that I didn't even see until they started this project together.
mhm,
And that was, so Athena has the diet culture, right? You should work out, you should be this size, you should whatever. Then you have the anti-diet culture, which is like, how can you love yourself for anything other than what you are? um you don't have to lose weight, you don't have to work out, you can just you don't have to worry about it, just love yourself, do whatever, blah blah blah. And I think what the side that she's trying to bring out is, hey, I can look at myself, love myself where I'm at, want to do more things for myself,
mhm,
and then whatever happens when I work on myself and do better for myself and whatever I decide is better for me, whatever the byproduct of that is what it is,
yeah,
and I shouldn't be shamed for that. And
yeah,
Hiller has, hey, all of his sides, the people that support him, because in their mind they're like, "Hey, put the fork down," or "Hey, you're just being lazy," or "Hey, eat fruits, vegetables, seeds, meat, what, and then you'll just be fine automatically."
mhm,
All of those sides now are coming together to talk and sit at the table,
yep.
and I think that's freaking awesome.
Yeah, and that's where it comes down to, and that's where true change happens, and, unfortunately, we are always in this constant battle between size and lifestyle,
Yeah,
especially as women, like, some people, some communities literally are like, "Well, if you're not a size 2,
yeah,
then you're overweight.
right,
You're too big. It doesn't matter what your skeleton looks like, how big you are, your genetics. If you are not a size 2, then you are too big."
yep,
You also have a community that supports unhealthy habits.
yep,
And I think what this is going to do is I think it's going to bring them into the middle together to have the conversation of being like not chasing a size but chasing a lifestyle.
yeah,
So, I mean, and as a coach, that should be more of the conversation. I have a lot of, and I went through this on my own journey, and babe, I don't know if you felt this when you were going through your journey too or whatever, but like, what's the number on the scale? What's the number on the scale? Every morning you got to wake up to what's the number
number
on the
on scale.
scale. And then if the scale's up by half a pound or whatever, my entire day is, you know, shit and all this type of stuff and whatever. When you kind of remove that pressure and you start to focus more on like, how are you sleeping?
Yeah,
How are your clothes fitting? How are you feeling? How's your energy?
but that's what I
You
always
know?
thought CrossFit. That's what I always thought CrossFit brought. That was so beautiful. right? You cared more about how your body moves. Is your body moving well? Can you do the things that you wanna do? Or do
Mhm.
you have a goal? Do you wanna be able to jump on a box? Do you wanna be able to pick your kids up? Do you wanna be able whatever you do for work, can you physically do that and be okay?
Yeah.
These are
Grandparents,
yeah,
do you wanna live longer?
right.
Like,
Do you have
you know?
whatever
Mhm.
those goals were, CrossFit was the thing that made those goals possible. Your goal didn't have to be to go to the CrossFit Games, didn't have to be to go to regionals, didn't have to be the best in your gym. It just whatever your goals were, CrossFit was the thing that made that possible.
Mhm.
And so I think that that was the message that both of them
Mhm.
wanted to put out there.
Mhm.
I think they just had very different ways of doing that.
Yeah.
And I kind of think that's the world right now. We all kind of want the same things, but we just believe that there are different ways in doing it. And for Athena and Hiller to come together with very different ways and viewpoints on how to accomplish that very same goal that they have and to figure out how to do that together,
Mhm.
to me, I think is transcending.
Yeah, because I think it's I think their teaching styles and understanding styles and
Communication
methodologies and
styles.
whatever and communication
Yeah.
styles, I think they're going to see that both are welcome
Yeah.
in certain situations. Maybe, we talk about this all the time. Maybe not as um direct, maybe not as blunt, maybe not as harsh, but some of the stuff that Hiller is going to say, however he says it, doesn't make it
Wrong.
wrong. It's just the way that he's able to present it. For
Yeah.
her,
Yeah.
same thing. Maybe there's ways that she can get him, or there's going to be ways that she gets him to understand what you're saying is not wrong. But what I'm saying to you is that if you're going to try to reach more people and you're going to reach me, then
Yeah.
the delivery needs to be different.
Right.
But again, the fundamentals are exactly what they are.
But that's everything, right? I was talking to a friend of mine, Chris, tonight, um, and we were talking a little bit about being athletes, and you can have different coaching styles.
Mhm.
I was brought up. My first coach was very just gentle and hey, what do you need? Finding out what I needed mentally, finding out whatever. Man, my coach when I got to AAU ball, when I was playing on a traveling team,
Did not give a fuck.
this man did not give a crap
Did not
how
give.
I felt.
Yep.
Was I hurt? No. Was I injured? No. Was I bleeding? No.
So get
Well,
get in the game.
suck
Let's
it
go.
up and go.
Mhm.
Didn't matter. You're not tired. You just think you're tired. You're not tired.
Mhm.
You can do more.
Yep.
Yeah. And I've always responded to all of them. I never had a problem responding to any of them. Probably responded to the ones that yell at me more than I responded to the ones that didn't yell at me. So because I just respond to authority better than leaving me up to my own devices. But everybody, and if you haven't experienced both, then how do you know which one you respond to more?
Mhm.
If you've only had a coach that just, okay, you don't feel good today. Okay, maybe you don't, okay, fine, blah, blah. Blah. If if you've only had that coach and you've never had the coach that was like, you've only been doing that for 30 seconds. Get up. You got another 30 seconds in you. What's the problem? Nothing's hurting. Did you roll it? No, you didn't do this. No, nothing's
Yep.
wrong.
Yep.
If you haven't experienced both coaches, how do you know which coach is actually better for you?
Right.
You don't know.
And
S-
also truthfully, I mean, greatness doesn't come from holding your hand all the time. It just doesn't. And that's that whole idea of like, I want to do this. What's my why? Whatever your why is, what's my why? Because it's a constant reminder. And for most people, it can't be a surface why. oh, I want to do this because XYZ.
Yeah.
It has to be something that's deeper. It has to be something that's more in your body, in your core. Because then when shit gets hard, because it gets hard and it will always get hard because life is hard, you have to dig deep into your why to keep going.
Yeah.
What it's very easy for us to not get up and go to the gym. It's very easy for us to not
Man,
get
when it
the
was cold and raining the other day and I was comfy and oh god.
right, right. And I'm also not saying that there aren't those days where you kind of just look and you're like, "You know what? I just don't mentally have it today."
Yeah.
But how many times on those days, even when you mentally didn't have it and you went to the gym, you felt better
Of
when you were
course.
done.
Of
You
course.
know, and it's just
And sometimes you need someone to be that cheering section and that's why CrossFit is so good.
mhm.
You have your buddies, you have your friends, you have your coach, you have and they're just let's go. Let's go. Let's go. I'm going. Are you going? Let's go. And it's just easier to get out of the bed in the morning when you have that.
Mhm.
I mean, at least for me, when I have something to be accountable for, it's easier to get up out of the bed when it's cold and rainy and I'd rather be watching Netflix in my comfy cozy bed.
Mhm. Yep.
And I think that's what everybody's fighting for is just CrossFit is good for anyone, not everyone. It is. And I really do believe that that's what they're both fighting for from two very separate areas.
Mhm.
And to watch them come together to figure out how to bring those areas together, I couldn't be more excited.
Yeah. It'll really show the methodology of CrossFit and it'll really prove that, to her Scaled Nation um community that it's possible.
Yeah,
That it's possible. It's not easy,
but
but
it's
it's
possible.
possible. And it's possible. And it's gonna take a lot of hard steps to get there.
And
But
also too, I've never really I haven't heard her too much talk about her gym, but her gym Scaled Nation is out of her own house. Like it's like her garage to her house that she made into a gym that is a fully functioning gym. It she can only have about 5 people in there at a time and they're people from the sizes of 300 to 500 pounds that she coaches with her people and her crew.
mhm,
And then when they feel comfortable and they're like she can get them to a level that their insecurities maybe have gone away a little bit and they feel more comfortable and they're ready and they want to go. She finds them a CrossFit gym in the area that they can go to.
mhm,
If that's not service, I don't know what service is.
mhm.
And that's one side.
Yep.
And then you have Hiller on the other side. That's just that I want to help you because I know that you need this. You need CrossFit. You need this for your mental health. You need this for your physical health. You need this. And it's just constant. And that also isn't a bad way to come about it. It's just a different way to come about it. Just like she has a different way to come about it.
Mhm. Yep.
And so if both sides could understand it,
It's also that whole thing about um trying it a new way because the way you've been doing it isn't working. It's not working for you somehow. It's not working for your mental health, your physical health, your relationships, your job, whatever. Like it's not what you're doing right. I mean, and how many times have we figured that out? How many times have we changed our minds? How many times have we been like, you know what, this just isn't working for me. And I
yeah,
got to try a different way and I have to try a different coach and I have to,
yeah,
like,
even relationships, friendships, any of that.
yep.
There's how many times have I tried to tell you how I feel and however I was saying it wasn't coming across to you in the way that I was trying to say it.
Oh, yeah.
And so no matter what, you were like, I hear this. And in my head, I'm like, well, I'm saying this.
And I'm like, I'm still hearing
And
this.
you're still hearing whatever
Yeah.
it is that you're hearing. And it man, those coming together to you have to talk to people from different sides and with different ways of communicating, with different thoughts, with different like you have to.
Yep.
And this is going to be so cool to get into.
Yeah.
I'm excited. I know that he's starting to give her uh his workouts. I think they decided on a plan. I don't know. I think it's a cross between uh the like CrossFit programming or CAP. I
Mhm.
think that's what it's called.
What's the
Uh,
vault? They keep talking about the vault.
oh, the vault is street parking.
Oh, okay.
So Miranda Alcaraz and Julian
Mhm.
and their street parking. So I think it's supposed to be a little where it's CAP programming, it's the vault, and then I think Hiller or it might be I don't know. It's set up so that it's even, so that it's
Mhm.
like one day of something, and then it's like three of Athena's choice and three of Hiller's choice.
Oh, okay.
Um, so that I know he's doing her nutrition. Um, and yeah, I think she's just getting started. I don't know. I feel like yesterday was supposed to be day one. Today might be day two.
Mhm.
But so yeah, they're gonna get into that. And
There's a lot of
yeah,
conversations, you know? I mean, just getting and starting to build the foundations, like, one shovel scoop at a time. You know what I mean? Whether it's okay, every single day you have to move. I don't give a shit what you do, but every single day you have to move. You have to walk, you have to row, you have to
yeah.
bike, you have to something. Just start there, and then if it's, I don't know what the nutrition is, but sometimes, one of the best things to start with is just try to be more mindful of your protein intake, like,
Yeah.
and start there. You know what I mean? Um,
And she was in her stories today. I feel like she was on the treadmill. I think she's getting warmed up. I think next week will probably be big week. But yeah. So
Well, it's a long year, so the only thing I'll say is that, it's gonna be one step at a time.
yeah, I'm here for the journey. I
Yeah.
really am. I'm excited to see it. And we're gonna try to stay with this as much as possible. I love any story that I can get that's bridging the gap between two sides. So super pumped for it.
Let's
All right, guys, this is a
see what
quick one.
happens.
Thank you.
Bye, guys.
Deuces.